Before I start this video, I'd like to let you know that more than half this video is me talking about why this guy I found may be the same person as my opponent here, because what happened is after I fought my opponent, I decided to try to find his ult, like a possible ult. And yeah, that took up the majority of the video. So the battle is only around 16 minutes long, so just wanted to let you know.
Hello everyone, today we have a Showdown replay, and the reason I'm bringing you a Showdown replay today is because this was just a hilarious fight. I have to show you the chat as well because, the chat was part of, what was so funny. But yeah, let's just get right into it. And this is a new alphabet. This is actually a couple months ago. As you can see, the upload date was December 30th of last year. It's the second last day of last year, but I'm bringing it to you today because I wasn't planning to upload it, but I just decided I might as well. So I decided to lead with the lead Roger because I have the slash loom. I thought it may make him want to lead with the Sylveon or the Latias. So I decided to lead with the my Roger because I kind of beat both of them, but he ends up leading with the Crux, so I decided to go into my Rotom, expecting him to either Earthquake or set up his rocks and I can proceed to Will-O-Wisp him, but he decides to just knock me off. So right here I decide to go for a Pain Split to get all my health back as he goes into his Latias. So now I'm going to go right into my Roger because I don't want to go take a Draco or anything like that. So he's gonna go for a Wish because he's expecting that, and he's just gonna pass into his Crook, which is already at full. So I'm just gonna set up my own rocks, expecting him to do whatever. I don't really care because I fucking ball that thing. He can't really touch me. As he goes into Rotom again, so I expect him to again set his own rocks or go for the Earthquake. So right here goes for a top his rocks. So I'm like, he's done what he has to do. I'm gonna go for a Volt Switch, but he's actually toxic me, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna switch out now. But I go for the Volt Switch again, but he decides to keep attacking him. Jesus, isn't he scared of the fucking Will-O-Wisp? It kind of annoyed me, but it was whatever. So I decided to just sack my Rotom here because the rocks are up. I'm gonna die to the next knock anyway. But he decided to switch out for Telarias for whatever reason, and I can get my Pain Split off on him. And so now I can go into my Raji again because I fucking wall that thing. He really can't touch me as he decides to protect from me. So he's Wish protected Alias, kind of fucking weird, but it's whatever I guess. So I decided to protect here, see what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna go for a Wish of my own. As I actually expected him to switch out, but now he's just gonna go drop a Draco. I guess it was expecting me just to pass into my Rotom, and I expected this, so I guess I decided to stay in and go for a Iron Head. So now I'm gonna go for a Wish again as he decides to go for a Wish of his own. As now I'm expecting him to switch out because this is a -2. He's not gonna go for a Draco again, right? So I decided to take the risk, go to my Rotom, as he actually ended up killing my Rotom. And I really didn't mind because I was gonna sack my Rotom anyway to the knockoff, so it really didn't matter to me. So I'm just gonna go into my Tentacle now because he's at -4 and he really cannot touch me. So I can just get off a free spin as he goes into his Cobalion. As yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the spin off, and right here I'm okay, I kind of walled this Cobalion, so I'm just gonna stay and go for Scold. Volt Switch doesn't really do a lot of damage to me, so I do that, but he goes for a T-Wave, which is kind of gay, but whatever. As he turns out to have 2 Rockers the following turn, which is oh my god, why? But yeah, I decided to just knock off his item. Even if I get him +1, he still can't touch me, so I'm gonna spin away the rocks again the next turn. As Sylveon comes in, and I'm like, okay, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna side shot me? I mean, I'm pretty sure I can take one. I'm just gonna see what he's gonna do. Go for Skull, but I get fully paralyzed. As yeah, that's exactly what he does. And so I'm gonna switch into my Roger, expect him to do that again. As he actually ends up going to his Cobalion. I'm like, shit, I don't want to get paralyzed. And if he does go for close combat, I'm just gonna sack my Tentacle or whatever. So I can go to my Tentacle as he does just go for the T-Wave again. So I'm just gonna go for a Scold as I get fully paralyzed again, but he switches into Sylveon, so I don't really take any damage. And Jirachi kind of lost Sylveon outside of Shadow Ball, so I don't expect him to go for that. So I'm gonna go into my Rachi and just wall him. And now right here, he goes into his Crook, so I'm just gonna go for an Iron Hand, get some damage up. He's staying. I'm gonna get to KO that thing as he goes into his Crook now. So I'm gonna expect him to either set up his rocks or go for a stab move and go into my Breloom. If he sets the rocks to get in before rocks. And yeah, and if he goes for knockoff Earthquake, I can take any of those. So right here I expect him to expect a Spore or a Grass type attack, so just go for a Rock Tomb, expect him to go into Latias or the Roserade, as he does indeed go into the Roserade. So I'm just gonna go for the Rock Tomb again to finish that thing off, except he ends up switching into the Latias. And this does actually nothing, but I know I can, like, I was on -1, so I know I can outspeed him, so I decided to just go for the Spore and put him to sleep. So now the check is kind of the threat is kind of like what's the word again? Controlled, I guess. As I guess keep spamming Rock Tomb, like go for another Rock Tomb, just to get a little bit more damage off, but like I'm kind of scared of him waking up and then dropping a Drake Pill going for a side shot. So I decided to just go to Marachi right here as he still ends up being asleep. And I'm just gonna go for an Iron Head, get some damage off. If he goes to Crook, I get damage from that as well. As he does switch into the Crook, and now I can just go into my Brain Loom again. If I can't take a if he goes for a stab attack, I can take that. And right here, he's like, "Oh, I do like your team." Like, I have no idea why he just randomly decided to say that. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, like what the fuck?" And I just tell him that it's a bad team, and like because like I'm kind of struggling like with this. Like, I guess like I'm like my team is kind of like dying to its fucking core of Latias and Kabalion, and he's like, okay, it does, lol. He was like, I'm just trying to be nice, and like, okay, whatever. And so anyway, what happened was I went into my Berlin as he went for the wait, let me scroll up to see what he did. He went for the knockoff, that's right, and yeah, it didn't do much damage to me. And I expected him, since I went for Octum right now, he may want to stay in. So I decided to go for the bullet seed. As he does end up going into the Latias, and I get all 5 hits off, which is really nice, but he goes for a protect and I get some leftovers damage, and I guess not recovery as wait, it woke up at some point as well. Oh yeah, it woke up and went for protect, sorry, and then I go for Rock Tomb, get some damage off as I go for Rock Tomb again as he goes for a wish because it's at low, and then he protects to get all that stuff back, and I rocked him again, and then I slowly put him back to sleep and go into Marathi. And what happened in the chat was he was like oh wait, I was like, we better not lose to this bad team because I'm just fucking around with him, and he's like he takes that really seriously, and he's like, don't worry, I won't. And in my head, I have like a game plan set, so basically what I'm trying to do here is I get in my Staraptor safely, and nothing really wants to take a hit. And once we get rid of Kabalion and we can now the Crook. Get rid of the Sylveon. Basically, nothing really wants to take on my Scoffed Hydreigon, so basically that's my game plan here. If I get rid of the Latias as well, I basically win with my and like weaken down everything. I basically win with my Brain Loom as well. So that's basically my game plan, and I have the Rachi to check well, basically not even check counter the fucking Latias, so that's my game plan here. So I was kind of confident I would win, even though I'm kind of struggling at the moment. So I just decided to tell him, you better not listen to this bad team, and he's like, okay, takes it pretty seriously, he's like, don't worry, I won't. And so what happened after that is, like, I went into Irachi, as the Latias was asleep, and I just decided to lower him down with the Iron Head as he switches out into the Crook, and then I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna flinch him a couple times, and I do flinch him a couple times, I guess I go for Iron Head once, I go for Iron Head twice, except the second time he switches into his Latias, and then he, and the Latias is kind of asleep, so I go to my Hydreigon and to kind of scare him out, and I decided to just go for a U-turn, just to see where he switches into. If I don't want to go into the Sylveon, resist my thing, and just go for a Shadow Ball and destroy my Jirachi. So I decided to just go for a U-turn, just scout what he's gonna do. It's gonna do a lot of damage to him anyway. I'm pretty sure it would even killed him at that range. Well, not really. It will just done a lot of damage to him. As yeah, he decides to just sack his Rosary. So I just U-turn out into my Staraptor because nothing really wants to take a Brave Bird. As he decides to just go into send out his Slowbro, and he Mega Evolves, and I'm like, okay, this thing's like physically bulky as shit, so I don't know if a Brave Bird will kill it, and I don't really feel like sacking my Staraptor just yet, so I decided to just U-turn out into my Tentacruel, which can take, any water attack. If he decided to go for a Psychic attack, then I was kind of dead, but at the same time, I really didn't mind, because Tentacruel was kind of low, was paralyzed, and I was kind of low-key kind of just sacking it anyway, because like, even though he can like spin and stuff, this guy does have 2 spinners, and it's not 2 spinners, 2 rockers, and like, so Tentacruel isn't really gonna be like really that useful to me. So because this guy's just basically going to get his rocks up at the end of the day anyway. So like, I decided to just get the rapid spin off as he decides to get switch out into his crook, and I just decided to sack it to the crook, as now I can bring in my Brainloom safely against the crook, and it scares him out into the Latias, and I can just go for a ability to get up a bit of damage on the Latias, as now I'm gonna go for I'm gonna switch that into my Roger because I really don't want this thing to wake up and drop, like, go for a great as he just goes for a wish, and I'm just gonna go for an Iron Head. I get up some bit of damage. Decides to pass into the crook, then that's kind of bad for me, so I need to get up a bit of damage from that. So now I'm gonna go for like a switch into his crook. So I'm gonna go out into my Braylon as he actually ends up going for a wish, and I decide to just go for a spore put him to sleep, but he ends up wish passing to the sloper, which is like makes me feel like what the fuck, but like whatever. So I'm probably just gonna go for a bullet seed. He gets scared of the damage on the sloper as he goes back into the ladder. And what happened is he's like, how embarrassing, you go for Hitachi hacks. I don't know what Hitachi is. I think he meant to say Jirachi. I don't know why he's saying that now because I tried to fucking Iron hit him a long time ago. I mean, well, I did Iron him the turn before, but like I kind of wall his Irachi, so like no Irachi Galatia, so like I don't know why he said that now. And then he's like, and I'm like hacks because he said fucking hacks as a CKS, so I said fucking hacking into something, not like hacks as in like the fucking luck chance in Pokemon. And he's like, yeah, hacks, lol. So because he's silly goose, and I just have to correct him. I'm like, it's hacks, and like I'm thinking like, damn, I'm actually struggling against this guy. Like, he doesn't even know how to fucking say spell hacks. I'm kind of feeling kind of embarrassed about myself, but I'm like, whatever. And he's like, anyway, he just ignores my correction, and he's like, you use good Pokemon, or your pokes are good top of you. And I'm like, sorry, yours, dude, to be honest. And he's like, you just need to practice more. I'm sorry, but you're really predictable. So he's kind of talking down on me, you know. And that's kind of respectable, you know. He took down 2 of my Pokemon. I kind of struggling against him, but like I said, I already have a game plan in my head, so like I really didn't care. He was talking all this shit to me because I was just gonna, at the end of it, I was just gonna be like, oh, you need to practice right after I beat him. But it was whatever though. So what happened was after that, so yeah, I went for the bullet seed, expecting him to go into the Latias, and then I go into my Roger because I wall, and I went for a wish. And I go for my own wish, as he switches, which passes into the crook, and then he goes into, and then I go into my, I'm gonna pause it right here, wait, just gonna go back a couple of turns because, you know, I fucking lost myself, as I was explaining the fucking chat. So, yeah, and then, so, right here, that's when the chat began. So I went into my Raji, I went for a, Iron Head as he wish passed into the crook, and then like, you know, I can take any attacks, so I can go under my Braylon, and I can also wish pass his arm to my health back, as he actually ends up going for a Toxic, expecting my switch. And then right here, I'm like, I'm gonna pause it instead of fucking, yeah. And then I'm like, he's like, so basically I'm replying to him saying, calling me really predictable, and I'm like, I just tried to, you know, just take his advice, you know. Well, not really take it because, you know, I know I'm gonna fucking win this shit, but I'm like, I'm setting the goal, and I'm like, I see, thanks for letting me know. And he's like, and no worries, and he put a smiley face, and he's like, I tried to help you out, and then I put like a little C colon face, you know, like a little baby smiley face, and then he's like, I'll record a battle to YouTube and GG. So this guy's feeling pretty confident about himself. You know, he knows he's gonna win this shit. But it's whatever now. So basically, what happened was in the last turn. Wait, what the fuck happened? So yeah, I knew he was gonna switch out his crook, because, you know, I kind of threatened it out with my Braylon, so I decided to get switched out into my Staraptor because he was calling my moves a little predictable, so, you know, I'm just trying to play a little less predictable now. So I go into my Staraptor, and I just threaten to S something out with a Brave Bird, and I can just spam that shit. So I'm just gonna go right for that as he decides to protect me up, and I'm like, okay, sure, you know, to his YouTube suggestion, well, it's not a suggestion, it's just telling me he's gonna upload to YouTube, so I just decided to just spam the fucking Brave Bird, so like, I can just, like, you know, I 2KO this thing. Like, he tries to wish pass out, but I can do something, so like, I'm gonna fucking kill that shit. As he decides to go into Kabali and just sack that thing, it doesn't really, like, I mean, it's still the most expendable thing on his team, like, that's not a respectable play. As he brings in the crook, and like, I kinda have to go for the Brave Bird here, because, you know, if I switch out, it's gonna go for rocks, and that's not really good for me, so I just have to just get the damage off, and then just,
go into my brain to threaten him now, as he does go end up setting the rock sub. So now I can just go for a bullet seed, as you know, I can just I get damage off and goes in the Latias, you know, I get a bit of damage off on that as well. As right here, I'm gonna expect him to go for a wish and go into my Hydrate or something a little bit, just tiny bit, little bit more, more aggressive, like tiny bit less safe, because I'm going into my, like, my more aggressive Pokemon, like my Staraptor and Hydreigon, as I'm just gonna spam Dark Pulse because, you know, I can just fucking kill whatever, as he doesn't go into Sylveon for whatever reason, and he just sacks a Slowbro. I have no idea why, but, I'm gonna go into my Jirachi, expect him to go for like a Hyper Voice or whatever. As he goes for a Shadow Ball on Marachi, and I can take that, except he does get the special defense drop, which is unfortunate for me. But seeing as he switched out earlier after only using one move, I expected him to be like choiced in some way, probably Specs. And I go into my Hydreigon on the Shadow Ball again, as he does indeed switch out, and I can just go into a U-turn as he goes into the Crook, and go into my Rachi, because basically I kind of beat the rest of his team with my Rachi. So he goes into his Sylveon, and that thing fucking dies to a Iron Head, and basically this guy here realizes he lost. You know, he's like, he thought he was gonna win the entire game, and suddenly the fucking tables turn on him, and he's like, dang, I gotta go. And then he tried to change his name, but like it comes up by saying that he forfeited by changing his name. You know, he tried to lie, to me, saying, oh man, I have to go now, and so he tried to leave, but then it came up as he forfeited by changing his name. So that was actually funny as fuck to me. I found it absolutely hilarious. But basically, I decided that I wanna find this guy again. You know, just ask him if he's gonna keep uploading it to YouTube. Like I still upload the battle to YouTube, and you know, obviously he wasn't going to, but you know, I decided to ask him anyway. So what I did was, now I ended up I ended up trying to like track this guy down, but obviously, like, you know, well, it's not obvious, but like I'm like, I can't really track people down with the IPs and stuff. Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, and even if I did, that's just kind of illegal. So I'm not really about to do that or anything. So I decided to just find him like another way. So basically, this guy mentioned he was gonna upload it to YouTube. So that suggests that he does have a YouTube channel, right? So I decided to go onto YouTube and just, you know, search him up, and well, I decided to first see what this fucking IGN means, and obviously it doesn't really fucking mean anything, and like I decided to, like, you know, like it came up with some fucking weird ass fucking Clash of Clans kind of shit, but like the spelling was different as well, so like it didn't really make sense to me. But I decided to like search up what the word means on Google Translate. So it didn't really mean anything, obviously, but like like Oloy Wee, so like I didn't really mean anything, but I put a space between each letter to make two words to see if those formed anything, and I put a space between the second O and the I to make Olo and Iwiwi two different words, and it became a Spanish, no, Spanish, Spanish, it became a Finnish word, sort of, meaning living Iwiwi, but Iwiwi still doesn't really mean anything, so I decided to keep going. So I put a space between the second I, and it became Oloiwiwi, and this became Greek, meaning Olo Vivi. And I don't even know what Vivi means. Vivi is probably a name or something, because, like, you know, on Google Translate came up with like a capital, so it probably can't be this either. So like the name was kind of like a dead end. So I decided to just keep looking for his YouTube channel, and you know, obviously this is gonna be a difficult find, because I tried searching his name up on YouTube, it doesn't really come up with anything. So what I did was I searched up Showdown, Pokemon Showdown, Sun and Moon UU, and I decided to go through all you know, the channels and the videos which weren't getting a lot of views, you know, the not so well known channels. See which one of those was him, because, you know, obviously this guy's very experienced. He doesn't know how to fucking spell hacks. And yeah, but this this search wasn't really going too well. So what I did was I went up to Showdown, right, and then like I just decided to just go to watch a battle, and you know, go to UU. Well, it was UU Alpha then, but it says UU Beta, and then you decided to go to all the games and stuff, you know, just to see which one may be him, because as you see from here, he has a he's using the Gen 4 PI avatar. He has a weird ass name, and that's basically all I was looking for in the old people. maybe someone who uses crook, defensive crook, defensive latte, something like that, maybe along those lines. And yeah, that's what I did, and basically I ended up finding someone, and it was this guy here, right here, and basically what happened is, as you can see, like, I decided to search out their users on their Showdown user base, and basically, here's the thing, they both joined on the same day, December 30th, so that's when they both registered the name, and if I go, to their, like, search them up on Showdown, if I go, like, rank, like, for example, if I go, like, rank Oloiwiwi, and if I go rank, what's this guy's name again, and if I go, like, his name, if I go, like, rank Fuzzum6, because, you know, they both have, they both have a low GXE in UU Alpha, and, the win-loss, and they both have one loss in a random battle, except Oloiwiwi has another loss in Oopers, but other than that, they look pretty similar. They both registered on the same day. They both have a weird-ass name, but they both use the PI avatar, and they both have a fucking crook on their team. Right? But yeah, there was a difference. There was a difference, and the difference was that, this guy, he wasn't using a shiny Pokemon, like, unlike Oloiwiwi, who had, like, a full shiny team. So I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm like, if these two people really are the same people, why does this one guy have a full shiny team, but this other guy not have a shiny team at all? So I thought maybe, you know, maybe he decides to go, like, you know, one team, like, not shiny at all, and the next team he makes is, like, full shiny, and then the next team he makes is, like, not shiny at all, and then the next team he makes is, like, full shiny, and so on and so on. So maybe I thought that's what he was going there, and that's why, like, one of his teams was, like, fully shiny, and the other team was not shiny at all. But then I ended up searching him up again, the second guy, Fuzzum6 guy, and I actually ended up finding another replay of it, except that in this replay he only has one shiny Pokemon. And look, I'll play both replays for you right here, and because I'll play the first one first, because that's the one I saw first. But basically what happened was, the reason I was watching the first replay is because in the first replay you see a crook, right? So, like, when I was searching for Fuzzum6, what I had going in my head was, you know, I'm gonna go look for a guy with any of these Pokemon in this team, because, you know, if he has Pokemon here in the team, he may like it, and he may he may use them again in another team, which is why he's, like, of interest here, because he has a crook, and he had a crook in the last team. And I mean, I would say that it seemed like he liked the crook because he kept going out into it, but it was also because, like, he did beat my Jirachi, so it's kind of why, like, he was going into it, although, like, at the same time he had, like, a slow row and stuff. But, like, that doesn't really matter. Like, he had the reason I'm like him having a crook and this guy having a crook isn't really, like, that much of a big deal, because, like, I can't just say that someone is, like, the same person because they're using the same Pokemon, because, like, there's, like, only so many Pokemon, and, like, you can only have 6 in a team, and some Pokemon are really good, and obviously a lot of people are going to be using a certain Pokemon, you know, so, like, yeah, but, like, the thing is, like, it's just that I'm not saying that they're the same person because they're using this, they're both using Crook. I'm just saying that he's of interest because they're using the same, Pokemon. So yeah, which is why I decided to look at this replay to see, like, you know, what kind of Crook it was, because if it is a defensive Crook, then, like, the chance of them being the same person is, like, there's a higher chance, you know? So that's what I was, that's why I had going, and, yeah, well, I don't even, ignore my Camtasia thing there, but as you can see, like, he doesn't really, what happens is he doesn't actually end up using his Crook much at all. I'll keep playing the replay, but, like, what happens is this other guy, like, as soon as I join, this other guy ends up forfeiting, and, like, that's really unfortunate for me, because, like, you know, I really wanted to, see this, but, like, it didn't end up happening, and, yeah, so, like, I'll just let you watch it, and, cause, I really don't have much else to say, but, like, oh, yeah, that's another thing I just realized, because this guy has a fucking Wish Protect Salamis, so that's what made me think, like, they were a similar person as well, because, like, he has, like, a defensive Salamence, you know, just like before he had like a defensive, fully defensive. Like you saw how my Breloom outsped the Latias without without a Rock Tomb minus speed. So that means that he wasn't running any speed on his Latias, or was running very little speed. And you see the Salamence, he's working Wish Protects. So that suggests that it's like a defensive Salamence. So like I was like, that got me a little excited as I was watching this, and so like I was really looking forward to seeing the Crook, because you know I was expecting the Crook to be like defensive as well, just like the Salamence, but you don't really see the Crook come out at all in the battle. So like I still don't know what kind of Crook he was using here, but um yeah. So like I should also go in with this, like the other thing which had me going is that before I go, before I get back into the shiny thing, because I'll talk about it in the second battle. Actually, I haven't seen it in the second battle yet, so like I'll be watching it as like I talk about this. But in the other thing which was different between the two ults is that the Oloy guy had a loss in Ubers. So what I think happened was that see, as you can see here, he ended up forfeiting like right when I joined. Well, I didn't. Well, yeah, I logged on right here after I left, but like, yeah, like he didn't even see me join. But yeah, this guy just ends up forfeiting him shortly after I joined. It was kind of unfortunate for me, but whatever. But what I think happened was the Ole guy, why he has a loss in Ubers is, as soon as he got the match, he didn't say like, you know, this is gonna be Pokemon. I just had it like as he didn't choose the format. So you see, as you can see when you make a new team, you can choose select the format. He didn't really select that because, you know, obviously you use the only tier he's gonna play. So that's why I didn't need to do that, because as you saw in the battle history, I guess, I don't really know what to call it, between the two players, you can see that they only really played UU other than the random battle match, which why I said they made it why they have the random battle match is because, you know, as soon as they made the new ult, you know, they just want to like, you know, give it a little bit of history, and get like, you know, get a little bit there in the rankings before they actually go ladder. I don't I don't do that myself, but like, you know, there may be some people who do that, like, or something similar to that. But what I think happened here is that as Ole was about to get a match, he clicked the format, right, because he wants to play UU, but he accidentally ended up clicking Ubers, because as you can see, Ubers is just below UU, and the first word is the exact same Pokebank, and the first letter of this next word is the exact same as in U. So he would have clicked Pokebank Ubers and then found the battle. And you know, once he got the battle, he obviously saw like a Mewtwo, he saw like an Arceus, he saw like Giratina, Dialga, like Solgaleo, Xerneas, all that kind of stuff. He probably saw some really scary shit, and he's like, what? And so he ended up quitting. And then he realized that, oh, I chose the wrong tier, and so he went to go play Uber. UU was after that, so that's probably why he has the one loss in Ubers. But as for the shiny, I don't really understand that as well, because as you can see here, he has a shiny Sylveon, but he doesn't have anything else shiny. But at the same time, this suggests that he has like a he likes a shiny Sylveon, I guess, but like at the same time, like he doesn't have a shiny Croc. So like this, I don't really understand this, but um I don't really have a good explanation for why he had a one full team shiny, one full team not shiny. Mate, like I don't know. Sometimes I choose some Pokemon to be shiny, and sometimes a full team to be shiny. But like when they do make a full team to be shiny, it's usually because like I am using like, I don't know, I'm using like Sacred Fire, Entei, or like ESP Genesect, and you know, I just wanna make my entire like team shiny just to camouflage that, I guess. But there's no like, if you look at us Olewiwi's team, like there's no Pokemon here which learns like a specific move, like unless it's shiny, unless I'm pretty sure Latias can learn. I have to actually double check on this. But like I'll like insert like a text to see if to say if nothing like in this team can learn, like if any, like nothing in this team like needs to be shiny to learn a specific move or anything. But yeah, so like, and even Sylveon, there hasn't been an event, I don't think, for Sylveon with like a special move or anything. So there's no reason for Sylveon to have been shiny. So I don't really understand that. Maybe, no, I was thinking maybe he made his entire team shiny because he likes shiny Sylveon, but like that doesn't really make sense, because like, you know, otherwise he would have made his entire team here be shiny as well. But it doesn't really matter. I'll just start a battle here. I mean, like, I'm not really like. I guess this was some kind of like I don't even know, like. Like, none of the Pokemon here he used in the other team. Like, maybe, like, even if he does show the Sylveon, like, Spec Sylveon, he had Spec Sylveon, I'm pretty sure, before. I didn't count the damage, but, like, Sylveon is, like, Spec Sylveon is kind of common. I'm just gonna make sure that this battle isn't too long before I keep playing it. It's going a little while, actually, so, like, I don't think I'll like, play it. I guess I'll play it, like, as background later or something. Okay, so I was watching the replay, like the other replay, which I didn't save, and the long ass one, and I'm here in turn 49, well turn 48, so basically what is going on is that there's a burnt Scizor here on Shun's side, and he's trying to SD up and kill the Crobat with BP, although it's kinda burnt, but the Crobat is kinda beating it because it has taunt, so it can, the Scizor can't roost up or SD up, and it has haste to get rid of all the SD boosts, plus he can roost up his own health, so the Scizor is kinda losing this. So, Fuzzum 6, he's like the anti-Scizor killer, as in the fucking cutting thing here, not the fucking Pokemon, as in Scizor, and Mode makes fun of this and is like, I fucking hate Scissors. But yeah, so this just made me think of the time when Fuzzum 6, he's like, you really go for Hitachi hacks. Like, obviously you misspelled Hitachi, like, it was a typo because the H is right next to J, and T is right next to R on the keyboard, but hacks, he spelled it like that because, you know, he obviously didn't know how to spell it hacks, as in H-A-X, as in, like, you know, the luck stuff in Pokemon. He didn't know how to spell that, and, you know, that just reminded me of this, like, he spelled fucking scissor as fucking that, like, I mean, it says it right there, but I don't know, like, this constant misspelling is, like, kinda makes me think, like, they're the same person as well, but, like, yeah, like, obviously this guy, like, he's not very, like, he's pretty new, kinda ironic, because he was calling me a newbie, and he obviously hasn't used a lot of scissors since he, you know, doesn't know how to spell it. Okay, this is another interesting turn right here. This is right after the Scissors turn as well. So basically what happens is after the Scizor dies, Hyun sends out his Jirachi to fight the Crobat, right? As you can see here, he uses Happy Hour, the Z Happy Hour, but the Jirachi moves first before the Crobat can taunt. So that just reminds me of my fight with Olo Wiwi, where he was running Zero Speed Latias. So basically, this guy has already had a history of running fast Pokemon with like zero speed. He's running zero speed Crobat here and zero speed Latias before, so that just makes you wonder, doesn't it? Okay, so I just realized something as I was making a team just now about the shiny Sylveon, and obviously he could have used a shiny Sylveon because, you know, the guy just likes Sylveon, or like, shiny Sylveon, but what I think actually happened was that this guy was making a team, right, you know, he was making a team and he's like, you know, what kind of Pokemon I should use? Oh, you know, maybe I should use, like, this is like an example, I'm not saying this is exactly what he did because he obviously didn't use any of these Pokemon, but like, he could have been like, okay, I wonder what I could use. I was like, he could have been like, oh, no, I kind of want to use Flygon. So he's like, oh wait, I have a Flygon in a previous team I made. So he could have gone to the old team and gone import and export and copied the Flygon and then imported it into his team. So basically, he could have been done like that, and the Flygon is shiny. So that's what I think happened here, for this guy with the Sylveon, because he already had a shiny Sylveon here, but as you can see, if you watch later into the battle here, when he sends out the Sylveon, it actually isn't the same set. As you can see here, he sends it out, he uses Wish, and if you, as you saw in this battle here, he was using a Spec Sylveon, like right here. So the side shot damage he uses here is definitely Specs damage. He couldn't do any that much damage if he didn't have any Specs. Plus, he didn't have any leftovers recovery. Right, while right here, sorry, here, he recovers with leftovers and uses Wish. So that made me like make people think like, oh, like, you know, that's obviously like he didn't do that. But if you see at the start here, Sylveon was the second Pokemon he used, like added to the team. So I think that what happened was he was planning to use the Spec Sylveon, but then like as like he was adding more Pokemon, he realized, maybe I should just end up using the Stall team. So after he added like the Slowbro, he added the P2, and he's like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a Stall team and change the set of the Sylveon afterwards. So that probably explains why he has the shiny Sylveon here. But this video is getting way too long. It's like nearly 40 minutes long. It's not even a lie. It was just a Showdown replay and just me like talking about me trying to find this person. Like, but it's way too fucking long. I should probably end this, and like it's not even that serious anyway. Like if you could help me out find this guy, like it'd be great. But like all I wanted to do was just ask him if he was still gonna upload the match to YouTube. But yeah, like, I didn't really take this seriously either anyway, because I didn't fucking try to, like, analyze the shit, like, even when I, like, saved, the battle I had, I guess, well, not the battle I had, but the battle, he had against the other guy I found, like, this one here. I didn't, like, try to analyze it, I just saved it because, you know, he was using a Wish Protect, Salamence, and that just interested me, so I decided, like, you know, I might as well save it just in case I want to look into it later, but I didn't end up doing that. I just looked for, like, I just tried to find this guy for, like, a few hours, because I had the battle at, like, 2 AM in the morning, and then, like, this, like, I found it, like, hella funny. I tried to find him for, like, a few more hours after that, like, maybe, like, 2 or 3 hours after that, and then, like, after that, I found, this Wisdom 6 guy, and he went offline right after the Danny 1412 2002. Oh shit, is that his fucking birthday? Whatever. And like right after the Danny guy, he forfeited Frozen 61 offline, so I was like, yeah, whatever, like I didn't really care much, and I went to bed, and then like when I woke up I really didn't like care about this at all after that. But yeah, like it was still pretty fun to like do all this kind of shit, I guess. And like I find it hella funny still how like he was talking all that good shit and he ended up getting his ass beat. He was like trying to give the advice of like, hey, you know, your team, I do like your team, and I was like, it sucks, and he's like, okay, it does, lol, I was just trying to be nice, and then he's like, yeah, don't worry, I won't lose to this bad team, and then he's like, trying to give me advice later on as well. He's like, like, he's like, you use good Pokemon, all your Pokemon are top of you, and you just need to practice to TBH, I'm sorry, you're really predictable. He's like, hey, you're feeling really predictably. He's like, no, this guy's making just, you know, he's just attacking like a fire, like aggressive with a fire move. He's making very obvious plays, you know. He's not very experienced. Hey, you know, I'm just trying to help all the newbies out. I'll record the video to YouTube, and then like at the end, he's like, oh shit, I'm about to lose. I gotta go. But yeah, it was hella funny. That's why I tried to find. Like, that's the only reason I tried to find this guy. But like, and yeah, it was like it was fun, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm out for now, I guess. See you later.